Hi, we're Rob and Kathy, and welcome to our channel. Join us for our travels in Australia and beyond. Good morning, viewer. Where are we, I hear you ask? Well, we're on the Nepean River at Penrith, going to go across this very new bridge that we've never done before, and we're on our way up to the Blu Mountains, where we're going to be going down, well, staying at the Fairmont Resort first of all, and then tomorrow we're going down to the Zig Zag Railway, hopefully with a steam train taking us along the journey. It should be lots of fun. We'll show you a bit more as we go. This is the Nepean River, and the bridge you can see in the distance is the motorway that goes up to the Blu Mountains. Leura is a suburb of the city of the Blu Mountains. It is located 100 kilometres west of Sydney. We made our way up the Great Western Highway under cloudy skies, but clear. By the time we reached the Fairmont, the weather had closed in and it was typical Blu Mountains. Oh look, Cook's already in the room. Here is our room with a nice misty view across the valley. The Fairmont Resort is located at 1 Sublime Point Road, Leura. The original Fairmont Resort was opened in 1988 and was the first major upscale hotel in the Blu Mountains. Surrounded by the natural beauty of the mountains, the building has been designed to tie into its surroundings. Hi, as you can see, we're back in our room at the Fairmont. We're heading out for an Indian dinner very soon in Katoomba, and then we'll be back for an early night, so we'll catch you again tomorrow when we're going to, well, when we head off down to breakfast and then off to the Zig Zag Railway. See you then. Well, good morning, viewer. Welcome to day 2 in our mountains experience. And as you can see, it's a lovely morning in the mountains. Raining, overcast, fog, everything you could wish for. Just hoping it does clear up a little bit. It's forecast to do when we go down to the Zig Zag, but as ever, we'll find out when we get there. So we set off amidst some fairly average weather. We were meeting Kathy's sister Susan and her husband Trevor at the Zig Zag, and they were going to accompany us on the adventure.
Gosh, there's lots there already.
The Zig Zag is an Australian heritage railway situated near Lithgow in New South Wales. The Zig Zag was built as a part of the Western Line, The Zig Zag itself was created to climb and descend the western flank of the Blu Mountains, overcoming a vertical distance of some 170 metres. We met Kathy's sister and her husband at the station, and then we were off. And soon after we started, we approached our first tunnel. And then we were back out in the rain. The Zig Zag is a switchback line requiring the engine to uncouple, move to the back of the train and descend to the bottom of that piece of track. The line was used until 1910. The steep gradients and the need to reverse the train made for a serious bottleneck on the line. In 1972, the Lithgow Switchback Railway Cooperative was formed, and work began to develop the site as a tourist attraction. Our first stop was at Top Points. Here the train had to be disconnected from the front of the carriages, go down the track a little to a siding, come back up past the carriages, and then connect to the rear of the train. So here is the train now disconnected, disappearing down the track in front of us, and then coming back on the other track to reconnect. So having switched back onto our track, the train reappears and connects up with the rear of the train. You can see why it's such a time-consuming process and did create some bottleneck problems on the line. All aboard once more, and we were back on our way through some fairly spectacular countryside. We completed our zig and zag and reached the bottom of the line. Here, the train took on some water and then repeated the process of going back to the other end to haul us back up again. As you can see, the weather certainly hadn't improved, and we were back on our way up to Top Point, where the whole reversing process was done again. After that, it wasn't long before we returned to Clarence Station. We all got off, got wet, and the next load of passengers boarded the train. By now, we were well and truly ready for lunch, so we tried potbelly at Medlow Bath. Restaurant turned out to be a real treasure. We all had a very nice hot meal, which was most welcome after our day out in the rain. And a big thumbs up to the Potbelly restaurant at Medlow Bath. We can really recommend it. Hi viewer, just wrapping up for today. Had a great day going down the Zig Zag and up again. The weather was appalling, but it didn't put us off and we really enjoyed ourselves. A nice lunch out, and then we've relaxed pretty well all afternoon. Tonight we're going to Kathy's sister's place for dinner, so we're going to finish off here with still another miserable looking day in the Blu Mountains, but the weather forecast for tomorrow is better, so fingers crossed. Good morning and welcome to day 3. Much nicer day, the rain has stopped, the sun is out, and we're heading up to Katoomba to do the tourist thing. We'll visit the Three Sisters, and then we're coming down to Wentworth Falls to have a look at the falls before heading on home. We have to make the most of this nice weather. Our first port of call was Echo Point up at Katoomba and the iconic Three Sisters. A really good viewing day, and you got quite a concept of the grandeur of the Blu Mountains and just how far the Blu Mountains National Park spreads. A public holiday, and it was very busy up at Katoomba. We'd hoped to get a ride on the Skyway, but being a public holiday, it was booked out. Next we took a drive up Katoomba Street. It really is a very old and historic town, and the buildings do reflect that. We of course, as you do in the mountains, waited for the pigeon to cross the road, and then we continued our journey. Next stop, Wentworth Falls. Wentworth Falls offers a range of bushwalks, from the short to long and the easy to hard. All of the walks, as you can see, were wet and muddy. And we duly arrived at Wentworth Falls to see the water falling quite well. It's a very popular and quite dangerous spot for tourists. Well, we're signing off now from our long weekend in the mountains. Our long weekend meant it's been very crowded everywhere, people coming up to enjoy at least one day of good weather, which it's been today. Three Sisters, always great to see and very iconic, and we enjoyed Wentworth Falls. So we're heading back now home, and we'll catch you on our next adventure.